but I figured I'd go support him and watch him play some country music. Blow a kiss. There you are. What's your favorite color? My favorite color is probably blue. I'm a big fan of blue. I like this blue a lot. I just saw this picture frame, so I picked it up. But I like that blue right there. It's quite nice. I don't see any of the other blues that are blue. I like different shades of blue. I think this might be the first time I've given my knee a special appearance on Stickam, so there it is. Enjoy it while it lasts, and it's gone. Nubs, they do look quite nubby from this angle. Ooh, that looks strange. Did y'all used to do this? I used to do this all the time, like in a movie theater if I was cold. Oh, this looks like my cleavage or something. Oh, look at how weird that looks. Oh my. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I do this and just stare in the mirror. Not really, I don't do that. I can't get them to look even. They're like so blocky. There we are. Anyway, so I used to do this in movie theaters or even in the school classroom if I'd get cold. Anyone that's just not coming in the chat is going to be so confused when they see this. If you just let it sink in, it really doesn't look right at all. So, and then it's like it never happened. Can you give me a hug? Of course, here you go. A hug for you. By the way, this shirt fits so much looser than it used to. It used to be quite tight. It used to be up here. And I think, I don't know what happened over the years, somehow it's like down there. Quite strange. It didn't used to be a super V. My cleavage stretched it most likely. So it happens when you bust like me. Stretch out with your knee boobs. Probably had something to do with it. Knee boobs. What a term. Very interesting. Your boobs did it. My boobs did it. I've probably never said boobs as many times on Stickam. Interesting. Needs. I like that. What kind of guitar do you have? This is my baby. This is Bambi. Her name is Bambi. I just said that. But she's a Taylor 814 CE. And she's my pride and joy. My favorite guitar that I own, actually. All my other guitars, kind of, they don't mean much compared to this guitar. This guitar is everything, pretty much, to me. You could burn all my other guitars. As long as I still had this one, I'd be okay, honestly. And I believe I have 4 other guitars. So that guitar, in my opinion, is worth 4 guitars. At least. At least. My pride and joy, my bread and butter. Bread and butter. Do I like to swim? I love swimming. I haven't been able to swim as much, well, obviously because it's been winter time. But even last summer, I was gone for a majority of the summer. No, 2 summers ago, I was gone for a majority of that summer. And then the summer before that, I had had lung surgery, and I wasn't allowed in the water for the entire summer. And so I didn't swim for like about 2 years, which was quite sad. Especially considering there's a pool out back, and when you're in Texas and it's a blazing 105 degrees, sometimes 110 degrees, it's quite troubling when you can't jump into the pool when it's tempting you. It's there, and your side is cut open because you had surgery. So, yes, this was the pneumothorax. It was actually after I had the paralysis surgery that I was unable to swim for quite some time. But that's what lung surgery does for you. You don't want to get water in your holes. Words I live by, actually. You don't want to get water in your holes. Fun fact, you met my mother a few years ago. Did you really? That's amazing. She said she was cool. She was cool. That's great. Yeah. I'm sure she remembers you then. My mother seems to remember almost everyone. That's pretty cool. Has Bambi been on tour? Bambi did go on a few tours. Bambi went on the Rooney tour with me, and Bambi went on, what are the tours? I didn't take Bambi on Warped Tour. She's too precious to be on a tour that rough. I took a different guitar, and a different acoustic. I'm trying to remember what else. I think, she went on a Hot Topic tour with me as well. I think those are the only ones. I left her at home for all the others. But whenever I start touring again, she'll be with me 24/7, considering that a lot of my new stuff will have acoustic guitar. Do you look like your mom or dad? It's funny, if you look at pictures of my parents when they were my age, I look exactly like my mom, and I look exactly like my dad. It's the weirdest thing. How I do not know, but I somehow seem to look like both of them. Exactly. Which I think that's how genetics work, and I think that that's probably why I look the way that I do, is because I got traits from him and traits from her, so figures. That's just what happens. That is just what happens. By the way, who was the first time in the chat today? Who has first of all never been on Stickam or never seen my chat on here? You. Teresa and Jocelyn and Elena and Joaline and Florence and quite a few people. Julie. Quite a few. Sandra. Well, that's quite a few people. You got to hear me talk about some nonsense. That's great. I'm glad that you were here to hear me talk about Cosmo and knee boobs. Quite strange, but I hope that you're enjoying it nonetheless. Ever had any pets? Yes, I actually have, I had a dog. However, now I kind of have a cat. I don't have a cat in the sense that I actually own a cat. I never paid for it. I don't have to feed it. I don't have to take it to the vet. However, there's a cat named Spice that just sits on my back porch. And she just sits there, sleeps, and looks at me and sleeps. And I'm not a cat person, but I love this cat. It's not a stray. It's actually the neighbor's cat, but this cat spends more time at my house than it does at the neighbor's house, and I know that because the cat's always there. It's always on the porch, and the cat is always there, always so sweet, and so I feel like maybe the neighbors think that their cat is missing, but really it's just in my house hanging out. I don't know when it eats or what it eats, but I don't feed it. So it's quite wonderful. Something bad happened though, a couple days ago, about 2 days ago. There was a black cat sitting in front of Spice, and they're having a stare down, like this, just staring at each other. And Spice was kind of shaking a little bit, quite scared. And this other cat just giving the stare down. And so I wanted to protect Spice. And so I ran out there and charged the black cat. The black cat starts running away from me, but I still continue chasing it all the way to the backyard. It runs underneath a fence, with the fence, starts running across their yard. They've got 3 dogs next door. Classic dog chasing cat story. And then these 3 dogs start chasing this cat, and the cat runs up, and it grabs onto the fence, and it's just holding onto it, and then it like kind of gets its way over the fence, and these 3 dogs almost bit the cat's booty. Quite wonderful. Justice is served. That's why you don't mess with Spice, because this will happen to you, especially if you're a black cat, because you're most likely evil. And so I saved this Spice cat, obviously, at the expense of this other cat, but I don't care about the other cat. It was being mean. And so then I peeked up over the fence because I'm watching this. The dogs notice me. The dogs charge me, sprint at me, jump up on the fence and start biting at me, and almost knocked me over. I was shocked. And great force of these dogs. These dogs were about the size of me. I was looking around for something to compare it to, but because of the fact that there was nothing in relation to the size of the dog, I had to use myself. Although it's a bit but large dogs nonetheless. Pretty close to my weight is down. Quite scary. Anyway, that's my little cat story. I don't actually own a cat, but I love Spice. Even though I don't think Spice is very comfortable with me, I think she's scared of me. I still like her. She's a crazy cat. Do anything for that cat. Not anything, but you get the idea. Anyway, do I like Germany? I do like Germany. I've never been to Germany, but I like the idea of Germany, and I like the people from Germany. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Do you do any art? Funny enough, I actually don't, but I do at the same time. I want to show you something that I drew at the age of 10. Is that okay with you guys? If I show you something? I'm going to show you this drawing that I did. Hold on 1 second. Keep this on the wall. This is, I drew this in 5th grade, I believe, 2001. I don't know what it all means. It's very scary, actually. But I drew that. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I was thinking. It looks to me like a troubled child. But I don't know. It's, I mean, for like a 10-year-old though, or 11, I don't know how old I was. I think I was 10, 2001. I think it's impressive for a 10-year-old to think of something like that. I think. I don't know. I don't really know what I was drawing. So maybe it's not impressive. Maybe it's just nonsense. Maybe it is impressive because my mom thought it was cool and framed it. Maybe that's why I think that. I don't know. But nonetheless, it's framed. It's on my wall, and it has been. Yeah, it's quite abstract. I look at it and I think, what was wrong with me? But as far as actually drawing and making like reality look right on paper, as far as maybe sketches or paintings, that's not really my thing. I like to draw as expression, but I don't have all the technical side of the drawing down. It's kind of, can you bite me? You could bite me, as long as it wasn't too hard, because that would probably hurt. But like a playful bite, possibly, maybe, if I'm in the mood. Really? Let's see. Bite where? And it depends on where as well. Because some places are kind of sensitive. Like if you're to bite my ear, it can be slightly sensitive at times. Lefties unite, yes. Lefties, lefties. Favorite clothing shops. Oh, I know. I got this. Zara for men is one of my favorite stores as far as clothing, and then for things like shoes and accessories, I enjoy Aldo quite a bit. Quite a lot. But Zara is wonderful. If you're familiar with Zara. Somebody is, alright. I know that it's not quite in as many stores as, say, something like Forever 21, which is obviously more common, but it's still, I think it's international, even. I'm not completely sure, but I think so. You have friends called Zara. Well, tell Zara I said hello. Tell her that I like her store. Can I draw you? Yeah, go for it. I would say go for it and have fun with it. I think it's cool. Especially when people send them to me. I like seeing them and seeing what your perception of me is. Do I have a weird habit? I have a few. I like to smell things before I eat them, even if I know what they smell like. I don't know what that means. Other weird habits. Not really a habit so much, but I wash my hands a lot. I don't think that, it's not a weird habit. I think that it's necessary, but I'm in a good habit of washing my hands frequently. Always. Always, always. I think that's the main thing. Your guitar's name is Jake. Bambi and Jake should hook up. That's funny. That's funny. Let me ask Bambi. Bambi, would you like to hook up with this Jake fellow? I wait for her answer. I think she liked it. That was a pretty chord.